Good day. Welcome to Season 10, Episode 3 of Leader's Edge. I am your host, Paul Lazo, with our guest, Roche Ruiz. Today, our guest will share with us actionable guidelines on a topic he's very versed on because it is something he is passionate about. He'll be talking about marketing essentials for non marketers. Roche?
Good day, Mr. Paul. It's nice to be in Leader's Edge, and it's really a privilege for me to be sharing this topic to the whole world, especially to you, Paul, and of course to those viewers and listeners of this Leader Edge. I'm very excited to share this with you and to all, Mr. Paul.
Excellent. So am I. I'm excited not only to have you, but to be part of this Leaders Edge movement. More interestingly, let's get talking about marketing and sales. It's a term that I see oftentimes used interchangeably. Is that true? And can you help us figure this out?
Yeah, Paul. Before I proceed with marketing and sales, I'd like to just talk about a little bit about myself. I've been into marketing for quite some time. For if I would be saying it very loudly, for 24 years. So I've been doing a lot of marketing since graduating from college and starting up several businesses, talking about marketing in several conventions with a medical, dental, leadership, customer service, and some other businesses. And I feel like, marketing is my calling. Do you know that kind of, the calling, Paul? Sometimes you have that, I think I need to change lives by preaching. I need to change life by sharing customer service in a platform like this. And I feel like that's my marketing is my calling. That's why I'm very excited in today's episode, Mr. Paul.
Absolutely. I feel like I was also called. Dino gave me a chance, and we're also giving everybody a chance here to
Yeah,
join us in these conversations. So let's
yeah,
continue talking about
yeah.
marketing.
Yeah. So as you said, as your question is, usually marketing and sales they've been used interchangeably. Yeah, perfectly correct. A lot of people say, I'm doing marketing, but I'm basically exchanging goods. When we talk about marketing, this is the art and science of a process of satisfying customer needs and wants. No? So when you satisfy clients, you should be able to satisfy their needs, but you must also be able to create wants. So basically, when we talk about marketing, this is the total building up of awareness. And when you talk about sales, these are all the activities before selling. So this is the actual exchange of commodities for a cost or with a value. So basically that's it. Marketing, you create awareness. Sales is the activity. Selling is the actual exchange.
Can you give me some very simple examples of some very common goods, like let's say toothpaste or soap? At what point does marketing occur and what point does a sale occur?
Yeah, because a lot of components are involved in marketing, advertising, promotion, public relation, events. All of these are part and parcel of marketing. So because the main purpose, as I said, you build awareness. And when people are aware that this product exists, whether it's toothpaste, soap, it's already embedded into their mind, whether it's in billboards, that's the radio, TV, these are all part of marketing. And when you were able to touch people's mind and heart, then the activity will now be buying it from the channels or from the distribution channels. So that is a basic classic example of
Okay,
how
excellent.
marketing, yeah.
You did mention that it is an art and a science. Can you talk about which one do you want to talk about first, the art or the science
Yeah,
of
because
marketing?
yeah, that's correct. So everything, it involves science because there have been a lot of discipline involved for you to be able to learn marketing. It's not just marketing is just an art and science. Marketing is just simple like this. No, because takes marketing, a day to learn, but it actually takes a lifetime to master. So you need to have that kind of discipline, whether it's practice, whether it's learning or studying in a formal course or actually experiencing it. So that's basically the art and the science behind what the definition of marketing for.
Okay, excellent. Can you typically maybe go a little deeper into the science? Are there any processes that you follow?
Yeah. When we talk about the science, there's what we call the marketing mixes, and these are all scientifically backed up with all the consumer behaviors, with all the marketability of this particular product. So these are subjected into a long-term studies, and these are going to be presented to a journal and going to be presented to the board. Wherein, for example, just a classic example, you're going to market this particular product, but in terms of marketing, you have to do a lot of research on what would be the niche, what would be the target, how much would be the price. And I just want to point out one pricing strategy. When you're going to put up the price, it's not just I bought this 10 pesos, I'm going to mark it up with 10 pesos. Okay, the price is 20 pesos. So that is what we call cost-based pricing. But it entails science because you need to be able to really put this on the trial market or the survey whether the price is just right for the target or your niche market. So that now involves science in terms of marketing. As I said, pricing, public relations, selling, advertising, promotion, events, these are all part and parcel of the marketing as a whole.
Oh, excellent. That's interesting how you mentioned it was actually broken up into more granular, maybe how do you call data that you need
Yeah,
to find in
correct.
order to market effectively. But how about the art? You also mentioned it was an art. Can you tell us a little more about in what way is it an art?
Yeah, it is an art because it takes a lot of skills, a lot of techniques, a lot of strategy. Even if even the emotion involves, you need to have that kind of soft skills. So when we talk about the art and science, science is more of a hard skills. When we talk about an art, more of a soft skills in marketing. So because there's a little bit of your culture, a little bit of your strategy, a little bit of your style, because each and every individual or marketers or even non-marketers, you have your own DNA, you have your own culture, and you have your own style on how to be able to persuade people to buy or persuade people to be aware of that particular project.
Can you share maybe some examples that you feel are excellent examples of fabulous marketing and the way it was just conceptualized? Are there any examples that you can share that I'm pretty sure we all know?
uh, During our time, maybe for the viewers, please forgive me. Have you realized and have you experienced using the Moncler soap? Did you have you ever used Moncler? Maybe no, Paul. So
No, I haven't.
yeah, this is a great soap wherein they were able to market it the soap that doesn't dissolve, but it,
Oh,
it creates bubbles. And then that is actually during the time one of the most saleable soap, no? So it was able to reach a milestone in their company. But the latest one is the launch of the iPod, no? iPod, no? Wherein they show the value. Their tagline is 10,000 songs in your pocket. So that's they use that particular tagline, 10,000 songs in your pocket. Because before you used to have CD, put it in a Walkman, you have 10, 20 songs. No, so so when they launched the iPod, 10,000 songs in your pocket. So that's actually a classic example of how you build that
uh-huh.
particular campaign.
Very, very interesting. So you have the iPod and other very good examples. I'm sure a lot of them come from Apple because Apple seems to have maybe they really market well.
Correct.
They really do.
Yeah.
And to the point that a lot of people feel comfortable buying many things from Apple other than a laptop, or they come up with another product, they'll buy it simply because of the way it's marketed. That's a very, very good example. The soap example, I don't remember that soap. Do forgive me. Despite my age, okay.
That's
I don't
also very
remember that one.
yeah, yeah, Paul. That's very important. You mentioned a while ago that the when Apple launch products, usually people buy it, right? The
Mhm.
question is it cost effective? Maybe a lot of people will say, oh, that's too expensive, but people are crazy buying it, falling in line. Why? Because again, marketing is the reason. They were able to put up that particular brand awareness. So this is more of a branding, wherein it's already inculcated in your mind, it's already embedded into your mind and your heart. So when they were able to develop the branding wherein this is a quality high-end product. So this is already a status symbol branding. That's why
Mhm.
it's cool to have an iPhone, something like that. But in all fairness, it's good. But in all reality, it's expensive.
Yes, I'll agree. But I'm glad you mentioned the term branding because of what happened recently with the COVID and pandemic. A lot of people started maybe wanting to start their own business, especially online, and branding became a very big term. Can you talk more about how marketing, if done correctly, can help somebody put himself online and make himself more visible, if you want to say?
Correct, correct. Remember that marketing is a set of activities. This is the art and science of ultimately satisfying customer needs and wants. And in satisfying customer needs and wants, now a lot of people, I would want to put up a business, especially during this COVID, but they're forgetting something. They're forgetting to really get to know and research about the four P's. If you will allow me, Paul, I'd like to reiterate these four P's. I'm pretty sure a lot of viewers of Leader Edge, no, good afternoon, good morning, and good day to all of you are very much aware with four P's. With your permission, Sir Paul, I'd like to
Please.
just state it one by one. Number one, so this is a four P's. This is a basic. Four P's, number one, you have to have a product. Okay? Of course, you cannot sell anything if you don't have the product. The product can be a physical product, service, or idea. So that's letter P. First P, a product. Once you were able to identify what products to sell, you are going to have it, you're going to price it. So the next P is price. You are going to determine the price. And again, in pricing, you have a lot of strategy and processes that are actually involved. So don't ever forget that the second piece is also very important. Product, price. What would be the third P? The P is your place. But place now is very much excusable, what you other we call it negligible, because there's a lot of online platform, there's a lot of virtual offices. So this is place wherein your office or your store. And once you have all of these three, you have to have the letter P. The last P is the promotion. So again, when you're going to start up a business, it's very imperative, it's very important that you have to consider the four P's. But it should be one, two, three, four, step by step. You cannot have promotion if you don't have a product yet. So it should be step one, step two, step three, and step four.
Absolutely. Now let's go back a little bit about Apple. For example, you
Yeah.
talk about their products, and they have many products, but maybe their product isn't a hard product. It's a concept. Okay, maybe just to share an example, I know of is I read the biography of Charles Revson, the founder of Revlon, and
Uh-huh.
they asked him, "What are you selling?" You know what his answer was? He said, "I'm selling hope." And I thought about it, and he's absolutely right. If I look at Apple, yes, they have a lot of products, but I don't think they're selling a product. They're selling more of more of a lifestyle, if you want to say, or something. Maybe you can help us distinguish a little bit about that, especially about when you said product, because you said it could be
I,
something that's soft or a service. Yes.
correct. I totally agree with you, Paul. Your observation is perfectly correct. A lot of people, when we talk about a product, it is always the physical product. But there is also something that is actually they are selling more than that a physical product. As you have said, they are selling hope. In Apple, probably they are selling lifestyle. Probably they're selling their status symbol. So these are valuable that you cannot even hold. But this also has a value in a sense. And this is those who are in advanced level of marketing, they know this best, and you are perfectly correct. They are selling not just a physical product, but the value of owning that physical product is also very important.
That's truly, truly fascinating because admittedly, most of us identify a product first. Like if you asked, what's Revlon selling? Makeup. Okay, easy. I said, really? Okay. That's absolutely even McDonald's. Yes, they sell hamburgers, but I think they're selling convenience and many other things other than just the product.
Yeah,
Now, marketing is for me, it's something that has a lot to do with the being human, if you want to say,
yeah,
because it's connecting one person to another. And for those of us who maybe want to enter marketing or go into it deeper or actually want to create a brand for ourselves, what advice can you share with them?
it's plain and simple. Never hesitate to ask questions for those who have been there. Number two, don't be afraid to read books about marketing. Paul, I would like to share this story that I've been doing a lot of medical marketing and dental marketing for, of course, for the doctors and for the dentist. And you know what? Would you believe that I'm pretty sure a lot of viewers will definitely and perfectly agree with me that they don't have marketing subjects during their school years, right? So when they put up a clinic, they thought all the while that all patients will just come there, right? Because they are good. They have been a board passer. They have a certificate of completion. They are doctors and they are dentists. So they will put up their clinic because they are good dentists. They are great doctors. But the reality is, patients has the ability to choose whether they will go there or not. So it doesn't end there. So I talk to them that you have to learn marketing. First step is don't be afraid to read books. Don't be afraid to learn and attend seminars. And this is one way to learn marketing. Just by listening to our conversation, this is a big factor already, and that's why I really appreciate this particular interview for Leader Edge and Mr. Paul. And this is also one way to give back, and I love doing a lot of marketing every day, every minute, every second.
I love the analogy you have with a dentist because it actually applies to everything, not just the
Yeah,
dentists, especially those who are entering, let's say, the social media. Yes, you have access to all the platforms, but so does everybody else. So it's a matter of being able to stand out in the millions of people who are there. And that in itself is a challenge. And yes, it is easy to make the mistake because I'm good, they'll just come to me.
correct, correct,
Absolutely.
correct, correct,
But
correct.
okay, so you gave some excellent advice about reading books, being open to learning new things, especially about marketing, asking advice, always, always very, very important. But
Yes,
what other slips can somebody make other than thinking that, just their skill set or their ability will bring in the customers?
yeah. One very important factor is when you launch a product, don't ever think that you will not have a lot of challenges, struggles, and competition. In all fairness, in all reality of the world, there's no product that doesn't have any competition.
Yeah.
So, what are the best thing to do? You have to find uniqueness in the things that you sell. As Mr. Paul said, you're not just selling the physical product, but you have to attach something that is valuable, something that is unique. And you are the only one that can be able to bring that to the table. And that is your competitive advantage. So, in determining your competitive advantage and determining your competitive uniqueness, you already have an edge because whether you like it or not, in competition, in really, this is one of the slips. Definitely, your product also has competitive parity and also competitive disadvantage. So when you're going to market, create awareness, as I've said, you're just going to focus on advantages and uniqueness. So this is a plain and simple advice. Find that valuable uniqueness in your product and you will be an advantage.
It's funny because when you look at the other P's in that mix, sometimes the uniqueness is actually price.
Correct.
Uh, One very simple example I had was this is a story I heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
He was sitting next to somebody on the plane and just to be talking. So, what company do you work for? The guy goes, I work for Rolex. The guy goes, oh, so how's the watch business today? And he goes, what watch business? I'm in the luxury business.
Yeah. Wow.
so,
Very good point.
so
Very
so we
nice.
could talk about things like Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Okay, we could talk about even something like Starbucks. Come on, how much do you pay for a cup of coffee, which you can make at home for 2 pesos? You go there and spend what?
That's very important. And usually that's what gives us the competitive edge. So we talk about the luxury, but we're not talking about the product. And the more that they will be interested looking into that particular product, so you create questions into their mind. And that is something that a lot of marketers do. We create
Right.
questions into your mind. We plant and seeds question into your mind so that you yourself will be able to browse and that is already an awareness in us. If we're able to do that, we're effective.
Roche, I really have to thank you for making time for this. It has been an extremely, for me, educational event for the past 20. I'm not even counting. I don't know how much time has passed, but it was really very engaging. And I appreciate everything you bring in about the 4 Ps. Something I learned in school, but I kind of forgot along the way. I
Yeah.
did take a business course. That's why I took the 4 Ps, but I kind of forgot those. But especially today, a lot of people are working to get themselves visible. Okay, maybe because the situation has forced them to maybe start their own business or have a side gimmick, and all of this has to be remembered when you put yourself out there, especially in the internet. Rosh, that was a great last 25, 30 minutes we spent together. I've truly learned a lot. And why don't you invite some of our viewers how they can reach you? Maybe you have some upcoming events that you want them to join.
Yes, thank you very much, Sir Paul. I really enjoyed, the conversation. I feel like it's not enough, but we have to come to an end. I do appreciate the leader edge, but of course, I'm inviting each and everyone. You can just follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. All you have to do just look for my name, Roche Ruiz MBA, and definitely there will be a lot of learnings and a lot of conversation. If you wish to just PM me and ask me, don't hesitate. I will be able to reply you the fastest that I can. At the same time, I'll take this opportunity, Paul, to invite each and everyone that there will be a Team Quotient event of the year. This is a face-to-face event, and I'm very excited that yours truly is one of the Team Quotient coach in the Philippines. We are one of the 12. I'm one of the 12, and I'm inviting. There will be a face-to-face conference this October 22 at Crown Plaza Hotel from 9 to 5 p.m. So I'm inviting all of you to be there. This is going to be a great event. We do have 6 certified speakers that will give you the values, the fun, the camaraderie of how to build high performance leadership or high performing team. This is going to be October 22 at Crown Plaza Hotel. You can reach us at TQ365 or you may PM me anytime, Sir Paul. Thank you very much.
That sounds like an event even I don't want to miss. Okay, I'll have to get back to you about that one. Okay, everybody. Uh, Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Rosh. And I'd also like to extend an invitation to our next episode. That would be season 10, episode 4. Our next speaker, our featured speaker for episode 4 is Adrian Tabalanza, who will talk about how to overcome porn addiction, a subject that I think is still a little taboo because we don't tend to speak about it openly. And remember, learning is a never ending journey with limitless vistas. Please click on the like, share, and subscribe notifications. Everybody, thank you so much for your time.